My beehives are swarming again, but I don't think this is a split type swarm. Stay tuned, I'm going to do some beekeeping today. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I was alarmed to find out the loud sound coming from my apiary. I was out in the backyard just doing some weed eating in a break between weed eating. All of a sudden, this buzzing, so I grabbed my camera, ran over here to check out what was going on. With with two other previous hive splits, where the bees came out from the hives and hung on tree limbs, those were splits. They had a queen with them. They were surrounding the queen. They were looking for a new house, so I accommodated them. And I rehomed them over here in some extra hives I purchased. So I had two extra hives. But today, my bees are swarming again, but I'm not sure if it's a split swarm. So the bee behavior was had me a little bit alarmed, but I wasn't quite sure because when all the bees come out of the hive, they usually come out for one of two reasons. They swarm for a split. They have a queen with them. They'll usually fly off to a branch and hang there until the scouts find a new home. Or they'll fly out or and take a cleansing flight because if they've been stoved up into the hive for a couple of days, they need to poop. And so that's what I kind of think what the bees are doing. I'm not sure because it's indicative of that behavior when they beard on the hive itself, but given the previous recent history of my hive splitting themselves, I wasn't sure, but by swarming, I wasn't sure if this was a swarm and maybe a queen was on the outside of the hive somewhere. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to take any chances, but I was splitting my hives anyway. And so I'm just going to get suited up and grab my beekeeping supplies, and we're going to go scrape some bees into a box and rehome the bees on the outside of this hive. I really don't want to take any chances because if there's a queen on there, I want to be able to do a split. I'm going to do a split anyway. I'll take these bees, brush them in the box, rehome them, and then let me get suited up and go do some beekeeping, and we'll finish this dialogue in a minute. Okay, this is why I'm calling this fly by the seat of my pants split. I think it was just their bearding on the front of the hive. Maybe they were doing a cleansing flight. But I wanted to do a split anyway, and I want to populate all these hives. So I went ahead and put them in this hive, but they don't have the whole hive. They access to the hive. What I did off camera, I went ahead and put my separator board in. So we've got 5 frames here. This is full, but we got 5 frames here, 5 frames here, and I have a divider. This is a foam board divider. I just purchased these at Dollar Tree. And then I set this down because they have the little grooves today. I measured the space exactly as the space of a frame, but all the way to the bottom screen board. That way they don't move back and forth. And I put a bigger one, like one this size. You can see it right here. It's dividing it from up here, and it gives them a smaller area to fill out and be more comfortable and be able to defend their area a lot more. So I have a video that I made earlier on making these foam board dividers. Now we got, like I said, we got this one divider down the middle, goes all the way to the bottom screen board, and then we've got this other foam board piece between these 2 boxes so the bees don't get up. So the bees are occupying this half, 5 frames of this bottom box, and then just this little chamber. So they'll be able to stay warmer because they're a smaller colony. And I went ahead and you can see the entrance reducer. The opening is on that side where they're accessible. And I put an entrance feeder on this hive for these girls because it's a younger hive. And I want to make sure that they get a good start, get all the food that they need. And to this, I have added some Bee Pro nutrients to the sugar water, so hopefully this will give them a really good chance. Now what I did off camera was I added a couple of more frames. This yellow hive was bursting with life, so I decided to, and I was going to end up splitting it anyway. I went ahead and did the split. I found 2 frames, 1 frame of primarily brood, capped brood. I found some larvae in there, and I also found some, uncapped larvae, and I also found some egg. I carefully removed that and carefully inspected it, made sure I did not have the queen on that, and then it also had some food, some honey and pollen caked in around it. Really good pattern. So I put that in the box with my new split I just did. I also found another foundation full of food to also give them a fighting chance, and it also came with worker bees. I made sure I doubled their population, so I've got a good hive set up over there. And so now my population is a combination of this white hive here and the yellow hive. That's the population of bees there. They'll get along. Now the reason why I did the brood and the egg and the larva, I wasn't sure if I even got a queen in here. And so with me not sure because I didn't see a queen, with me because I did it by the seat of my pants. I was like working a little feverishly to try to make this split. And this is a really unusual kind of split that anyone would do this. You might not want to do this. But this was my choice, my option, and I decided to try it. And I get to let you guys watch me out here. I did get stung. These new pants I have, these are rustlers. Apparently the knit isn't tight enough, so I got stung in the leg about 3 times. Some other pants I have that I usually wear beekeeping, the knit is really tight, the denim, so I never get stung in those. So I'm going to remember that next time, not wear these pants. But anyway, I got a new home for the bees. We got another colony. We've got 3 of these all filled. We still have to fill this one right here. So later I will be doing another split. There's actually 2 more hives I need to do a split on. So this blue hive is the hive I need to split. All the other hives have been had splits. Either they self-split and I captured them, but this one I know has not yet, because I could see through the bottom there the massive amount of bees that's in there. So that's going to give me an opportunity to take some brood and see if there's any queen cells. So I'm going to do a walk-away split, and that is you take some worker bees with brood and food, and the brood, make sure it has fresh laid eggs in there. About a 1 day, 1 to 2 day old eggs, and then larva uncapped, and then larva capped. So that's your future working colony, and then some food for them, and then create another chamber in the new hive, like I showed you in the other hive, that small half chamber, to give them a chance to grow until they're fully developed and fill out the hive. These hives are filled up. These guys are working uh, in some of them are working in the honey supers already. So, and the nectar flow is just now getting started. And I also have the option of this other box in an emergency, but I do need to come up with 10 frames, so I have to go down to the bee source place and pick up 10 frames to fill that box. So I have another split because I've got to go over in my garden, and my flow hive in the garden is ready to split. I mean, that thing is full. I'm Jerry Hansen, your host in my apiary at Pine Meadows Hobby Farms beekeeping yard. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing and then clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, click that share button. Sharing my videos at your social media platforms helps the channel out a lot. I've got to come back out tomorrow and finish my splitting, and I think I should be done for the year. Doubled my apiary. I doubled my hives. And I got one hive set up already sold. I got a buyer for those. So we're selling these full of bees, $500 a set. They get the whole thing, everything. So be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye now.